in terms of the event, without being present in the region, we've already got some customers and then partnerships in the Netherlands. So it's been really useful to see the customers and partners, but also increase the brand awareness. So yeah, I can say that it's been a really great investment so far. So Orca is a cloud-native application protection platform. This is a term coined by Gartner. What it does is actually simply simplifies cloud security by combining the aspects of cloud security posture management, cloud workload protection platform, and container scanning, and cloud identity management as well. So what is unique about Orca is an agentless platform which doesn't require installing a piece of software on workloads, and also apply a kind of a context. Typically the challenges are you need to install agents to be able to see what is in there in terms of risk. And then you also need to understand what these risks are. Are they really relevant for my cloud estate, right? So Orca solved these two problems from one single platform by being agentless. So we don't require any piece of software to be installed, a SaaS solution. And we also apply a context to what we see within your environment, and then alert customers only on real alerts that they need to be actioning immediately. So in a nutshell, this is what Orca is. So let me elaborate more about the two biggest problems we solve today. I mentioned when organizations were moving from on-premise to cloud, they've been forced to use the existing legacy security tools, which are agent-based, right? And then they are cumbersome to manage, difficult to deploy, and simply you need multiple of them to cover all the cloud risks you want to see within your environment, right? And Orca has come up with a site scanning technology, it's a patent-approved technology, so which doesn't require any installation at all, right? We just onboard customers' cloud accounts in minutes, in 3 steps, and those are, we log into your cloud account, and then we identity access management role for Orca, and then connect your CSP account to Orca platform, press the button, and the tool starts scanning your environment, and within minutes you can see the first results of what we see in terms of critical risks, right? And this is the first problem. The second problem I mentioned, alert fatigue. Today, many organizations are bombarded by thousands of alerts on a daily basis, and Gartner says up to 80% of alerts are or remain uninvestigated, right? And then the challenge for your security analysts and engineers are, okay, what do I action today? What are the critical alerts for my environment? So this is actually also done by Orca context engine as well. So we typically see what is real for your environment. Let's say you have 100 VMs and they are all affected by the same vulnerability, but 80 of them are not internet facing. Orca understands your environment and then tells you, look, the 20 alerts are the real one, go patch those first, and then ignore the 80 as a next step, right? So, and this is in a nutshell two biggest problems, right? You get rid of having to install agents for your environment, but also you just overcome the alert fatigue issue by using Orca Cloud Security Platform. So Orca is collecting the metadata from the cloud accounts and workloads. And again, we get only the read access right. We don't store the data at all. And that data includes kind of a security groups, network configuration, vulnerabilities, policies, and other configurations. As simple as that. So we just use that data to help you prioritize the security risks and build an assets context map for your environment. As it relates to my role, our route to market is via channel today, 100%. We are a partner-oriented business, from technology alliances to integrations, partnerships in the channel, and we simply strive to collaborate with the best and build better together stories for our customers and our partners. And for this purpose, we built, architected really great program and implemented growth strategies to help our partners get the most from working with Orca Security, and that way help them ensure their customers are getting the better together story from our joint efforts.
The event here is going great. Lots of constructive discussions with customers and prospects around everything security from a developer's perspective. So Snyk is all about developer security. If you look at the security industry or the security market, there's always been the tradition has always been that you have a security team that handles security, but the industry is shifting to the left, trying to empower developers to do more security or take more responsibility of security. And to facilitate that adoption, Snyk provides tools to simply make developers and DevOps teams act on security issues within their own domain and within their own workflows. The reason why we want to do this is simply that we want to get rid of vulnerabilities and security issues and configuration problems as early as possible throughout the SDLC. This is going to save time for everybody. You're going to be able to keep everything agile. You won't need to be slowed down by a security team, as an example, further down the line. So the products that Snyk provides is kind of what you can see on the board over here. We do different type of vulnerability scans for code, open source, containers, IAC, and very recently we started talking a lot about cloud. But the whole purpose of this is being able to introduce these type of scans for vulnerabilities wherever you are throughout the full SDLC. So if you're a developer, you want to be able to run these type of scans in your IDE. You want to be able to run it in your terminal. To get a good overview or a holistic overview, you want to integrate these type of scans in your Git repositories. Moving on to the pipelines is also a very good place to run security gates to stop vulnerabilities from being introduced into the production system.
This is a great event. We're happy to be here. It's interesting that there's sort of different areas all having a combined event. We specifically focus on a few areas, specifically like Edge and things like blockchain that work on top of Kubernetes, but it's great to see sort of the diversity, and Amsterdam's a great place for an event. So at Spectral Cloud, our primary purpose of our product is managing enterprise Kubernetes at scale. It can be difficult to manage many clusters, and the trend in the industry is that one mega cluster is becoming many clusters. Also, as Kubernetes gets more popular, it's hard to find experts. So instead of having experts build your clusters, we make it really easy for anyone to make clusters. Next, finish, and you can have an enterprise production-ready Kubernetes cluster without having all the Kubernetes experts. So a lot of our customers are either new to Kubernetes, and so we make it easy for new entrants to get Kubernetes by offering a lot of out-of-the-box functionality. For customers that have been using Kubernetes for a while, it can be difficult to start scaling it up as incubation and a few projects becomes many projects, making it easy to scale it while also not hiding what I'll call the nerd knobs. So when you have experts, they can still dig in and do a lot of advanced configuration. So really the balance between new customers who need it to be easy and very experienced customers that just need to scale it up. Adding more clouds, adding more complexity, having many more clusters than we had in the past. That's how we solve some of our common customer problems. So a lot of times we'll be asked, why is this important? Why is this relevant to me? Well, first and foremost, if you look back, we had virtualization. But as we add more and more Kubernetes, the scale is becoming a problem. At this event, we're specifically talking a lot about Edge as well. Think about a few clusters in your data center, maybe it doesn't sound like a problem, but now when you have 2,000 retail stores, 5,000 cellular towers, now we have Kubernetes clusters being pushed out to the edge. They're smaller, they run on smaller devices, and so customers want the same cloud-like or data center-like experience in Edge. So this scaling problem starts to magnify as we add in things like Edge. By having it be a declarative model and immutable infrastructure, it just makes it easy. If an Edge node goes bad, it can be rebuilt. If a data center node disappears, it can be rebuilt. Customers who've had Kubernetes in the past probably didn't have a desired state declarative model, and they probably didn't really have full immutability unless they were really good. It's really hard to get to that, so we offer that in our product. We have a nice UI, we do everything with APIs, or what's most common is our customers use our Terraform provider, which is very popular. So they'll do everything in Terraform and GitOps and be very comfortable in their CI/CD tool chain, and that's really what Kubernetes is about. So we don't make Kubernetes sort of different than it's intended to be, we just make it easier for people to use it.
I'm specialized in cybersecurity, so especially around this floor, this event, it's really interesting to be just in the middle of the development on one side, operations on the other side, and I'm in the middle like the DevSecOps. If you look at what we're doing, we're more in like the operations. So in the ops, protecting data. Data in your data center for your workloads, for your environment, but also in the cloud, because we see more in hybrid, multi-cloud, and you see that spreading. And that's also why we go to like the ops, or the dev world there. And if you go to the dev world, you look for instance what we bought 2 years ago, Carsten. So now you will see Carsten by Veeam. It's about Kubernetes. So we're bringing those two worlds, we bring them together. And I'm like the one in the middle, like the glue. So hopefully I can glue really good. But that's what we're seeing. That's also what we see if you look at our solutions. We came from like development, virtualization, protecting those data, workloads, but the workload not itself, but also the data in that workload. And what we have as special thing within Veeam is we have portability. So you will just take that protection, store it in a Veeam repository, and we can just restore it, for instance, to Hyper-V, to the cloud, an hyperscaler, AWS, Veeam service provider on-prem, but also the other way around. That portability is really key. That's also why we bought Carsten, so the Kubernetes thing, because you have an application running on a different platform. Because running on that different platform, you also want to encapsulate the application and all your data paths there. So if you can combine them from one Kubernetes platform, one cluster, just take it, do a backup in Veeam, and restore it to somewhere else where there's also running Kubernetes. That's the whole thing about how we're doing that. So the whole flexibility, freedom of choice. It's your cloud, it's your data, it's your choice and freedom. That's what we are built for. And that's also what we're doing here on the exhibit floor, telling people how we can protect them, how we can protect their data, but we will help them secure their data for the future. Thank you for joining.
So what we do is posture management and identity management. And what the importance is here is that someone like Gartner, which loves acronyms, have named our solutions CSPM and CIEM, not to be confused with SIEM. And what we take care of is all the security risks which are right now in the cloud, where we have tools to really quickly identify and then fix. So we make life easy in terms of cloud management over all the different clouds, which are AWS, Azure, and GCP, and make sure that the usage of the cloud can be done really easy. And that's a high level bit which we do right now. So we fix the problems of the customers which are in the cloud, going to the cloud, or have a hybrid model. Most of our customers are multi-cloud, but what we solve is mainly misconfigurations. So which means that someone might have made a mistake in terms of the configuration, and when they made a mistake, then we quickly find that mistake, because it could be like highly dangerous in sense of cybersecurity or cyber criminals trying to access some data within an infrastructure. And when it's misconfigured, it could be that a bucket is directly can be accessed by those cyber criminals or anyone from the internet, and we quickly find that, and then we can fix it, right? So where normally an engineer would take like a day or maybe 2 days even to fix one issue, we will do it in seconds. That's one bit. The other bit is around identities. So we see a lot of highly privileged identities in the cloud, which could be anything like a identity which is a person, but also an application which connects. And with highly overprivileged access, which means that there's a high risk there that there could be like an identity theft, and they can do a lot of damage inside the organization. So those are the problems, the main problems, and there are many others around, potentially also compliance issues which we will fix, etc., etc. So all in all, it's cloud security, and in a really easy and manageable way for security teams, but also for DevOps teams, and maybe even like consultants which might have to fix something and stuff like that. So that's what we do. So why is this important to customers? Well, first of all, for instance, compliance issues, right? Like NIST, SOC, or GDPR, or in any other type of form, you need compliance, and without the tools which we have, most of the time you'll not be 100% compliant. So that we fix that. But even more important is the fact that you have a big risk of data leakage. And first of all, we can show when that happens, but specifically you want to prevent that, right? So you want to make sure it doesn't happen. So it's really important for organizations to have a solution like a CIEM or a CSPM, which Ermetic then also provides, of course, because of mostly is compliancy, that's one, and so they need to be compliant in whatever compliancy form they have. Next to that is, what we do is we make sure that we protect customers from data breaches. So cloud is being used more and more, and it will be more and more data moving to cloud, specifically right now in Europe. And before that you move there, you need to make sure that everything is done correctly and also it's done safely. So we really close the gap there between the flexibility of using the cloud and of course being highly protected in a really easy form for any part of the organization. So it's really important that they use a tool like Ermetic. Easy tool to use. We connect via an API and we use log files, so there's no agents to be installed, so really quickly within 5 minutes it's done. And then we have a look and see in terms of what has happened in the past. Like with log files, we look like 6 months back and make sure that everything is done correctly. And when we do is we find stuff, we quickly prioritize. We have an algorithm which is like unique to Ermetic, which will prioritize like the highly risky bits, so you don't have like 500 alerts at once to be looked at, maybe 10 at a time, and you can really easily click on it and see what the problem is. You can drill down into a lot of detail and really understand the issue, and because we give all this granularity. And as you do, and you see the issue, the next step is, of course, fixing it, and that's where the difficulty comes. A lot of organizations see the problem, but they're not able to fix it really quickly. That's where we come in. We have like what we call an easy remediation button. And for large organizations, we will connect with the likes of Jira or ServiceNow to make sure the process is gone correctly, but it's really done easily, quickly, and without any fuss. So even though you do not have like a lot of knowledge within cloud, we will take care of that bit and the difficulty and make sure that all those issues, which just mentioned, are fixed really quickly.
The show so far has been great. We've seen a nice crowd of people in the IT space, both from the Netherlands and also from all around the world, basically, here in Europe, to find out about new technology. And yeah, we're very happy to get an opportunity to speak to them directly and to shake some hands. So Ninja One is a unified IT management solution that's been used by IT operations, IT teams and managed services providers all around the world to remotely manage their IT infrastructure and keep everything from their servers to their PCs to virtual machines up to date. And it provides a solution that has several different tools all in one place on one dashboard that makes it easier for IT teams to be able to provide the services their teams need. Ninja One offers a platform that unifies different tools that teams often have from several different vendors, and switching between these different suppliers costs time. The information doesn't go from one solution into the other as you were hoping before, and Unified IT Management provides a solution that connects these together and that makes it easier for teams to work with everything from a remote cloud-based solution. It's important for people because there is a shortage of IT people in nearly every market that we work with. So IT teams have a smaller budget to do more with. And so unifying the IT management tools makes it easier for smaller teams to manage a larger amount of devices, to be able to support a bigger team at the same level or higher level of service.
So how am I finding the event so far? Well, it's interesting. A lot of interesting companies, a lot of interesting people. We're having good conversations, both around our product, Immuniweb, but also about their product as well. So pitching how, what we're offering clients, MSPs, but also learning about what they do and what they're looking for in the event today.
Well, all right, we try to simplify, accelerate, and reduce cost in application security, monitoring, and compliance. Right away with ImmuniWeb, we try to cover from the foundational to the medium to going up to the advanced security solutions for web applications and mobile applications as well.
So why is it important? It's very clear, really. Safety, security of the company, security of your data, and remediation, ensuring that ahead of time, your company is going to be safe and not exposed to cyber attack, as criminals, each year are developing their own initiatives and their own technologies. We need to stay afloat and ahead of the game.
Well, as Reese said, we work in cybersecurity, and to solve the problem, what we try to offer to our customers is a comprehensive and integrated platform with 5 products. We provide with the discovery, with attack surface management and dark web monitoring. And then we have a product for penetration testing, mobile penetration testing with the mobile suit solution, and web application penetration testing with the on-demand, and a continuous solution that you can have a continuous penetration testing solution. Apart from that, we have the medium security solution for vulnerability scanning. Web application vulnerability scanner as well is part of this comprehensive AI-driven platform that is ImmuniWeb.
So basically, this event is quite interesting, diversified. We find it compelling for customers who are looking for cybersecurity solutions. So Skyox Solution is designed to protect entirely the public cloud infrastructure. What we do is monitoring the network activity, as well as the access to the data and the data exfiltration itself. We're providing cloud security posture management, as well as entitlement management by detecting excessive permissions, as well as detection of anomalous events in the cloud infrastructure designed to protect against data breach. So the problem we are addressing are primarily around misconfiguration, error-prone, around detection of public exposures, as well as excessive permission detections and data breach preventions. It is important to detect misconfigurations as well as public exposures and data breach, or let's say to track cloud activities, is primarily against attackers that can take advantage of exploits in the cloud itself. So the way we actually use the system is by aggregating bunch of events and correlating them into attack storylines. And from that point, we make a decision how to remediate suspicious anomalous activities and take an action accordingly, avoiding data breach at the end.
It's really nice to be here on the event. There are so many people, and it's really, we've got a lot of inspirational content that we've seen. A lot of people really are open to inspire and to search to optimize processes so employees can really have a good job, enjoy their job. So nice to be here. So Reply Holding has a network of companies, and I'm working for Sprint Reply Belgium. Our focus is intelligent process automation, and our vision is to empower employees to focus on the essence of work. We want to help them by automating all processes that are very mundane, very repetitive, and you just don't have to think about it. If we can free their time of those processes, they can really focus on those things that they really like. For work where you need to have some creativity, where you have some empathy, where you've really chosen your job. And with automation, we can help you very quickly, and we can also help IT departments to really implement those solutions very quick. We see that we really can help people and companies in solving their problems. Today, and even with the COVID situation, it's very hard to solve some automatizations. People are really searching, they really want to enjoy their work, they want to find some life balance and really enjoy their work and have some really good work days. And we are there. We are there to really help the employee journey, to help improve some solutions, and that they can help. If you have a happy customer, they will help you to have happy if you have happy employees, they will help you to have happy customers. And for us, that is really important. Replay, and actually also Sprint Replay, we want to help our customers. We see that there are some problems. IT is overloaded with work. They get so many requests to improve some programs, to improve some processes. And if you see with COVID situation, a lot of people are searching for how can I actually improve my job. But we also see that there is really a shortage. How can we find new colleagues? And we really want to help. We want to help them, to give them a virtual assistant so they can focus on the essence of their work. So we really want to solve one, to quicken some implementation with automation. We want to help the IT, that also they can focus on the really strategic and important projects. And we want the most important thing, we really focus on having a nice employee journey. If your employees are happy, they will also make your customers happy. So for us, we really want to help organizations in this. So now to tell you a bit more, you want really to accelerate everything, that your employees are happy, that they have virtual assistants, that they can focus on the essence of work. How do we do it actually? Well, we help in process optimization, even further, intelligent process optimization. We use robotic process automation, but on top of that, to enlarge the automation, we can help in technologies, for example NLP, where we can label data, so we can extend the end-to-end. Also OCR and so on. There are so many possibilities today. And if you see robotic process automation using AWS components, we can already do a lot. If your processes are really nice automated, then we go even further. There is so many data and companies. We can help you to collect data, to have it in databases, to put on it some visualization. So you see data visualization, you get some better insights, and then again, if you have really good insights, you can work again on your processes. It's data science, have some machine learning models, and there we're really gonna help you so employers can make good decisions and make customers happy.
We are manning a booth today together with my colleague Martijn Hofman, and this is an opportunity for us to show the products that we have and talk to potential customers regarding the problems that they have and how we could solve their problems with the solutions that we have. Looking at the event today, or at least the conference, we are, well, I haven't walked around yet, my colleague has, but what we've seen is we see many vendors promoting their solutions and talking to customers to see how they can help, and that's what we're also doing. So from Semperis, we have a few products that help customers in protecting the Active Directory environment pre-attack, but also recovering their environment and securing their environment post-attack. Protecting the environment pre-attack, meaning that we can detect changes occurring in the Active Directory environment, and then if required, undoing those automatically or on demand as needed, but also providing a security posture to the administrator in seeing what is, for example, not good or not good enough, and allowing that person to view what needs to be done to get a best or better security posture. Post-attack, we have the ability to recover an AD environment from a backup without any malware and a very quick way, so that the customer can be up and running as soon as possible. Why is it important? Because looking at today's world, attacks, ransomware attacks, cybercrime, it's as common as having a cup of coffee. And because it's so common, it happens so often to many companies, many organizations, and from within Semperis, we believe in our mission in helping those customers protecting, but also recovering post-attack as needed to help those customers survive and also be back in business again. From an incident response perspective, which we also provide as a service, we have already helped a few customers recover back and win the fight from the attackers. So in the end, the one that wins is the customer, and that's what we aim for.
Great so far. Towards the end of day one, we've had some excellent footfall, and yeah, everybody seems really interested in our third-party risk management products. We're TPRM specialists. We combine point-in-time due diligence platform, which automates the issuing of due diligence questionnaires with our real-time security ratings and threat intelligence cyber platform. Gives you greater visibility over your supply chain and cyber risk, which reduces your risk and saves a significant amount of time and money. So what problems are we solving? Our clients get greater visibility over their supply chain and cyber risk, which in turn reduces their risk and saves them a significant amount of time and money. This is really, really important because it saves time when companies using more third parties. They're also increasing, there's an increasing risk of cyber attacks, and the use of technology is absolutely critical to reduce their risk to the organisation. Our platform, in terms of how it works, we use AI, where we automatically discover the network footprint of an organisation or its third parties, which discovers vulnerabilities, misconfigurations, and this is a completely automated process.